to the Assistant Minister for Youth and Sports.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Prime Minister, the Cabinet Ministers, the Honourable Leader of Opposition, and the Honourable Members of Parliament. I rise to make a brief statement in support of the motion before the House. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, I wish to acknowledge and thank God for bringing us all this far. The same God who brought Moses and the Israelites out of Egypt, the God of Noah, David, Daniel, and Esther, who has never changed. He has been with us in both good and bad times. When we are faced with natural disasters or pandemic, He is here, watching over His faithful people. I thank the Honourable Prime Minister for his sound judgment and good leadership. I thank all the dedicated health workers in taking the leading role in the fight against this dreadful disease. I thank the disciplined forces, the hard-working civil servants for their commitment and perseverance. I also take this opportunity to thank everyone, especially our youths who have become resilient and have turned into backyard gardening and farming for food security. Thank you to everyone who have assisted our local farmers in buying their produce and all those who have taken advantage of the local butter trade platform to help those in need. Also, I wish to commend and congratulate the Honourable Minister for Economy, Public Enterprises, Civil Service and Communications, the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Economy, and the hard-working team for a faithful and forward-looking budget. A budget that is inclusive and leaves no one behind. A budget that is well thought and that will address the crisis that is currently faced by the global economies. A budget that proves that the Fiji First government is committed to being responsible, not just fiscally, but socially and environmentally. The 2020-2021 budget lays the foundations for Fijians to have better lives and assist them through the crisis. This budget will make sure that all Fijians continue to have access to the high-quality public services they need and deserve, such as health, education, housing, etc. Mr. Speaker, as a ministry, we thank the government for the budgetary allocation and would like to state in this House that we will ensure our mandated duties are carried out within our means, and with that, we will rise above all expectations. Mr. Speaker, the two core programs coordinated and facilitated by the Ministry of Youth and Sports are centered on the provision of assistance to youth through advisory, empowerment, and capacity building, including specific skills training and the development of sports and its infrastructures nationwide through the provision of grants to the Fiji National Sports Commission and national sporting organizations, as well as the provision of basic sports equipment and the development of rural playing fields. The Ministry focuses on these developments to ensure that our youths are empowered and have access to good sporting infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, the 2020-2021 budget has again included new initiatives and areas that the allocation will be utilized to further its work and fulfill its mandated duties. The allocation will allow our ministry to continue and further the work that has impacted the lives of our young population. The initiatives and areas are on supporting community-based capacity building, promoting youth leadership, promoting the development of sports at all levels, expanding access to sporting infrastructure for the Fijian people to encourage healthy living. Mr. Speaker, under the community-based capacity building initiatives, the Ministry of Youth and Sports' core responsibilities are the establishment of a policy environment that provides strategic support systems, initiatives for personal development, character building, sports policy implementation, and community-based youth-led programs. Mr. Speaker, one of the community-based capacity building initiatives in the 2019-2020 budget was the $20,000 allocated to the review of the Fiji National Youth Band. The Ministry has completed the review of the National Youth Band, and the Stage 1 of the recommended action plan outlines initiating assessment of institution curriculum towards Fiji Higher Education Commission accreditation and full recognition certification. This will require a full curriculum review by an expert consultant and will address the National Development Plan in promoting education and training of young people to secure decent employment. This will achieve an outcome of new blended creative industries and technical vocational education and training TVET curriculum. The $25,000 allocation in the 2020-2021 budget will go towards the first stage of the review recommendation, and that is the review of the National Youth Band curriculum, which will allow the ministry to work in collaboration with the Fiji National University and engage an expert consultant to conduct the review of the curriculum. Mr. Speaker, the promotion of youth leadership is an important aspect of the ministry's empowerment program. In promoting the program, the ministry continues to take the leading role in the implementation of the Duke of Edinburgh International Awards program, where each individuals undergo development on life skills and character development. The Duke of Edinburgh International Award promotes leadership through the adventurous journey and when participants are able to manage the delivery process of the program and effectively participate in the program. Mr. Speaker, the Duke of Edinburgh International Award is a daring program that could change the lives of our young people between the ages of 14 to 24 years and have gained our people with awards on bronze, silver, or gold level. The award is a balanced program with a framework of 4 sections: service, skills, physical recreation, and adventurous journey, plus residential project at gold level only. Nearly 600 young people take up the award each year, with over 100 award volunteers actively participating in the program. Over 3,000 people have gained an award, with approximately 50 schools, youth clubs, and organizations being involved in the program. In 2019 and 2020, a total of 548 participants were being awarded, 56 from the Central Division, 23 from the Eastern Division, 22 from the Northern Division, and 447 from the Western Division. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Youth and Sports views sports development as an integral component of developing and empowering young people and the country as a whole. This perception has been established from the fact that young people closely associate themselves with participation in sports. Mr. Speaker, through the technical assistance offered by the Fiji National Sports Commission and other sporting bodies in terms of sports outreach program, we as a ministry are actively engaging with communities and sports stakeholders around the country to promote sports. Not only that, sir, in doing so, we are also reaching out to our minority groups and red zone areas through the Fiji Community Policing to ensure that they too participate in our programs and register youth and sports clubs. This, Mr. Speaker, sir, is a true reflection of the commitment of the Fijian government to develop sports in our country. Mr. Speaker, during the pandemic, our ministry, together with the Ministry of Health and Medical Services and Fiji National Sports Commission, put together a Safe Sports Fiji Protocol Framework compliant certification system. These were necessary to assist our national sporting organization into return to training and later to competition. All national sporting organizations are requested to have this compliance certificate in place before they are allowed to hold any training or competition. While the roles of the national sporting organization is clearly outlined, we must also understand that we all play an important role as athletes, coaches, administrators, or even as fans to be guided by these protocols. Mr. Speaker, in expanding access to sporting infrastructure for the Fijian people to encourage healthier living, $100,000 has been allocated to the construction of hard courts. This project is aligned to the provision of sports and recreational activity facilities in densely populated areas as a means to change people's lifestyle by participating in sports or recreational activity and also fight against NCDs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and I fully support the motion before the House.
I thank the